Welcome everyone to PreMarket Prep at the close. Spencer Israel, Joel Elconin. Just kind of a meandering day here. Tech's a little weak. Real estate's strong. Pot is strong, but seems like market is reacting a little bit to some jawing back and forth with regards to the stimulus. But we're just kind of meandering here in the market, right, Joel?
Yeah, we are, Spencer, and I'm looking for my little control here to take over the. Oh, here we are. You're hiding on me, Spencer. Good afternoon, folks, and welcome to At the Close with me, Joel Elconin, and Spencer Israel. And we got some redness on the screen. And everyone, tell me how much you like my new charts. Go ahead. Go
I like
ahead.
it is easy to see when the session starts on the top left chart on the 15-minute chart. That's what I really wanted. I wanted that, and I wanted the grid lines to be toned down, and I wanted a easier to see cursor. All of those things have happened. So
Look at that.
I'm
Look at that. Yeah, like you want to see the low, you want to see right now that bar. Oh, that's kind of hard to read. I'll have to do something with the font on that. But a big shout out to Gary. Gary has more patience than Mother Teresa, and he spent a lot of time with me this afternoon. Upper left, 15-minute chart. Upper right, daily chart. Lower left, weekly chart. Bottom right, and you guys know I never look at a 5-minute chart. But for your color enhanced entertainment, there's the 5-minute S&P chart, folks. And man, that doesn't look good. That looks like we're heading into the lows, into the close. The current low is 1250. If we breach that level, I'm looking for yesterday's intraday low at 07 and a quarter. You guys all know what the big number is on the downside. I don't have to tell you where the super extra major support is. If I pull it up on the daily, then I'm going to have to move my charts up. But we all know about this 3190 level here in the S&P. If I was good enough like yesterday, let's see if I could do this here. Here's the 3190 level. Oh, I didn't adjust that line. But there is a line there, folks, at 3190. That's going to take me a few more days to figure that stuff out. Crude in the red by 72 cents, right? And gold up 21.80. What a wild session for gold here. $75 range up 21.70. New low are coming up on the low in the S&P. Silver's flat here, 24.50. Let's call it unchanged. Big old range in that one. I'm looking for an inside day tomorrow in silver. And Bitcoin clinging to that 11,000 level. That's Bitcoin up $130 at 11,025.
All right, so I got some stocks on my list to discuss, and after I get through that, I want to get to some stocks from the chat because we've got a big earnings day. The next 2 days are probably the biggest earnings days of the season. So we'll get to those in a second as well. I just want to get to a couple on my list. Match Group, which we did not talk about this morning, MTCH, got a new CEO, and I guess that's worth 8%.
MTN, you know what I think of those kind of things. Let me adjust.
All right, 7% now. Excuse me.
Okay.
Incorrected.
It's Barry Diller's company, right?
Yeah.
Man, I just don't know about this whole online dating thing, right?
Well, how do you meet up with somebody when everybody's quarantined? I don't know.
Exactly. So it did get the pop. You can see that current high is at 102 right there, right on the kisser. Go to your dailies, folks. Look at this, that nice thick line. Where's that come at? That comes at 102 also. Look at the cursor going over to that level. I go up to the high, and that high was actually 101.89. So there's your major resistance there. We'll see if we can take that out tomorrow. I'm not a big fan of things popping on anything but earnings or a merger or something like that. So it is a nice move, but that resistance is clear as day.
What about the move today in space? Virgin Galactic. They had a live stream event a couple hours ago now. They unveiled some concepts for what it would look like to go to space with them, basically. Stock down today, though.
Oh man, this is a tough one. They have the boost. I mean, you're all sitting on a lot of profits. Dennis talked about this at 14, $15. I'm not in it, full disclosure.
Nope, not in my.
So wow. I just don't know what to tell you. If you're looking at, book some profits here, you had that low today, a little bit off that. Let me go to the daily. You got two lows in the same area, plus that 23 support. So I'd say if you're trying to hang on to this one after this nice run up to 28, 23, that's a level because you got a low there, you got a low there, and just above it. Double top pretty much. Let's see from yesterday and today's trading. I still need my data window, even with those crosshairs. Let me see what's going on to get your exact numbers. It actually got through yesterday's high by a little bit, 25.68. Your high yesterday, 25.80 today. High close of the rebound up in the 25 handles. So, you really almost a matching range day on the upside and the downside. So perhaps go with the direction, whether you break out of that 2-day trading range.
And then I also wanted to highlight pot today. If you look at CGC, I think Canopy Growth is having their best day since January. But the whole sector is hot today. Afria, I believe, reports earnings tomorrow, if memory serves. So running up into that, tomorrow morning for Afria. But the whole sector, Canopy, Kronos, they all trade together, and they're all up today. Canopy is leading the charge.
Little rotation here, out of maybe out of some of these major leaders. I see all the big tech stocks in the ring, in the red here by decent amount. Maybe just a little rotate. Hey, let's just let's sell a little bit of Microsoft and buy some pot. I mean, that's what you're looking at right now. What I'm seeing here is someone's trying to wiggle out here at 950. They got a chunk to sell. They're not really using 950 exactly. But they're using that whole area, 947, maybe to 1952 to, they're just trying to liquidate here. And someone's willing to buy the shares. So that will be your hurdle for tomorrow. On the weekly, you got a ways to go to get to your next level. On the weekly, I believe that was off earnings. We got to 22.19. So let's mop up this 19 and a half seller, make a charge for 20 and beyond. But is it moving the other pot stocks as well?
They're all up. I mean, they're all pretty correlated. The MSOs, the multi-state operators, tend to trade together. Canopy, Tilray, Kronos, Afria, and Aurora tend to lead one way or the other. They tend to lead the overall sector. But like I said, Canopy is leading today, no doubt. Afria reports tomorrow. So
they're looking good. They're looking for a good report out of Afria. And boom, for your Tilray traders, got to get that guy out of there at 840. You hit that a couple weeks ago. I believe that was in June. You got to get that 840 seller. You hit that in July. You hit that today. That's what you got to do. You got to get rid of that 840 seller in Tilray, and then APHA. I haven't looked at this stock in a long time. I'm going to guess $16. Ooh, what am I thinking of? Wow, this came in that much from that earnings pop? No way. What am I thinking of? Oh, ACB is what I'm thinking of.
You're thinking of the other one, Aurora. Yeah.
Oh, that came in too.
They both did.
Yeah. Hey, it's the first day of a 2-day move. If you like, if you like what you're seeing here, it moved a little bit yesterday. So, let's see if the train left the station here.
All right, we got a question about SWBI. That is the company formerly known as American Outdoor Brands, formerly known as Smith & Wesson, now known as Smith & Wesson again.
Yeah, can't they make up their mind?
Cannot make up their minds here. SWBI have not looked at the chart in a couple of weeks. I don't know what it's doing, but oh, wow. Okay, I see you. Wow, that is...
New low. You just cracked again in the S&Ps here. Just made a low at 10, 10 even. Little bit of sell stops there. Next stop, 07.25. Not sure if we're going to see. We only have 10 minutes left. Not sure if we're going to see that 31.90 super extra major support level. But SWBI, man, it's had a heck of a run on the weekly. I think maybe you just got a little bit of ahead of yourself. You got a seller stalking that. What's the high today? 25.17, 25.14. You just can't get that guy out of the way. So someone big seller targeting $25. They get a little bit above it and they slammed it. Now you're settling quite a bit off that high as opposed to yesterday where you closed near that level. So I don't know. I don't want to say the rally's over here, but certainly looks like it's a little bit wounded after rejecting that $25 level.
All right, so this was a weird one. SOGO. Well, actually, SOGO is not weird, but the news and the way they moved with one of their peers is weird. So the headline on SOGO was from yesterday. There was a report of a takeover approach from Tencent at $9 a share in cash. Now, SOGO is, I believe, is a subsidiary of SOHU. I think I got that right. And if you look at the two together, SOGO and SOHU, they both popped yesterday. SOHU, though, did some funky things this morning as well. And I don't know what's going on there. But the pop yesterday in SOGO and SOHU for the same reason. I believe SOGO is the SOHU subsidiary. Yeah. But so I don't know what happened with SOHU this morning. That was a weird pop, but
yeah,
the news is that there was a report of a takeover from Tencent.
Okay, the way I tend to play these things is if there's a rumor, I want it confirmed. If I'm buying this, if I scoop this up, I got lucky under 6 and it's here, and even I got lucky at 8 or 8.10, 8.20, 8.30. I want to see the news, baby. Give me the news. Tell me it's going through. If not, these things typically fade. I think there's a lot of mergers or supposed mergers that you hear. The stocks get the pop, and they never really see that level again. So you want to see that news come out. You want to see confirmation. You want to see another bidder. If not, in SOGO, maybe you go back down to the scene of the crime, just under $6.
What about Micron here? We've gone around the semiconductor space, but we've looked at past 2 days. We've looked at Intel, we've looked at AMD, we've looked at Taiwan Semi. Have not looked at Micron though for a while, so I don't know what they're doing.
Leaking hard here. Boom. I would say, man, I wish I could do better with this trend line here because I actually see one that's a horizontal line. Give me another day, folks. Let me see here. I'm just looking at this on the weekly. And if you go from this trend line and you go to here, and now you guys can't see that because it's a light blue line.
Yeah,
let me get
hold
on.
Let's see if we can make it.
Let's see. We'll make it purple for Dennis.
Can you make it a little heavier? Make it a little.
Yes. Yeah, I know how to do that now.
Joe, how long have you been using TradeStation? Like 20 years?
Too
long.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. To me, that's a trend line, kind of a crooked trend line. Coming off the low, I mean, you could do a lot of different variations, but for this, man, $50. They better hold $50 or else I think this thing's got some work to do down to 45. But looks like you broke that trend line today. No, down $1.42, not looking good. I know they report later in the quarter, but man, that's quite a few points off the high from yesterday. So this thing better hold 50.
Here's one. What about here's one we talked about the other day. Tupperware. They had earnings, right? A few days ago, if I remember correctly. This is from Trillmain in the YouTube chat. So TUP.
The move, the pause, the little pullback, right? You had the big day off earnings, one quiet day of consolidation, big day yesterday, another day of consolidation. So, hey, maybe tomorrow will be the big up day. 9 to 10, kind of above that upper quadrant there. But important for this to take out the high from yesterday. That high in Tupperware comes in at 10.12. 973 is the high today. Southern step down. You got some work to do at $10. I don't know if I mentioned this yesterday, but earlier in the year, you had a couple monthly highs, 954, 970. We'll still call that the whole $10 area. I gave my reason for this rallying is because people are staying at home more, cooking at home more leftovers. So you need Tupperware to put your leftovers in.
All right. Strap in, folks, because it is going to be a busy earnings slate for the next 2 days. Let me read you some names reporting. Not so much today. I mean, to an extent today after the close. AMD's today. That's big. Visa, eBay, Starbucks. So, yeah, some big names today. Tomorrow morning, Shopify, Boeing, GE, Spotify, Wingstop, which made a new all-time high last week, GM. Tomorrow afternoon, Facebook, PayPal, Qualcomm, Lam Research. So a lot of big names in the next 2 days.
No tangents tomorrow, Spencer.
We
no
won't have,
tangents
I don't
at
know if
all.
we'll have time. We don't have time for tangents.
No, you yell at both me and Dennis, whatever. Tech hearings, I don't know when they start tomorrow, hell. But for Alan in the YouTube chat, AMD. Let's see what happens with AMD.
They're out. Let me see if I can.
They're out today?
Yeah, let me see if I can find out what time they're typically out. Let me see here. They're typically out, it looks like around 4:15. Typically around 4:15. Yeah, I'm seeing 4:15 for AMD.
I'll tell you right now, if I was long this, like long ago when I had the $2 calls, which expired worthless, I would see what happens at 71.63. If it gets a big pop, that was a high. Even yesterday or today's high, 69.80 is a level of interest. That 69.80 is kind of nice because you had the 69.94 high. That was on Friday. And then yesterday, when things just got, that was on the silly day. And then you had follow through yesterday. They went to 71.63. And now today it stopped in its heels at 69.80. So 70, someone wanted to sell a chunk at 70. They got a little greedy on Monday when it went to 71.63. But now they're reloading the offers at 70. On the downside, I mean, this thing's going to move all over the place, but if this breaks 67, I don't know where you go to hide in this one. The next low is 64.05 and then 58.63. I think eventually, I think this thing will fill this gap at 62. I don't know if it's going to go to 82 first, but that's what I'm looking at for AMD. It's going to be a big mover.
Yeah, somebody asked if I know what time the hearing starts tomorrow with big tech. I actually don't know what time it is. I think don't they typically start at like 10 or 11 a.m.? I feel like they do. Speaking of times, though, for those of you after hours traders trading today, Visa historically out at 4:05, Amgen historically out at 4:02, Starbucks at 4:05. I mentioned AMD at 4:15, eBay at 4:15. So those are approximate times for your earnings report in your big stocks reporting today. Not guaranteeing they'll be out at the time, but that's based on past previous quarters. So that is your earnings slate for the day. Like I mentioned, a lot to get to on tomorrow's show. We will be joined by the CEO of Hyliion, or I think what will be our final alternative energy vehicle interview, CEO interview for now. And then Michael Sonnenschein from Grayscale, aka GBTC, he will join us at 8:35. So
next week we're going to have Henry Ford on.
Yeah, right. And so, yeah, a lot to get to, Joel. Any final thoughts on this market before we hit the close?
Yeah, they tried to press it here, going into the close, and I mentioned I don't even know where my sheet is. I mentioned 07.25. That was the intraday low from yesterday. We only got to 08. This is as we speak. We still have 15 minutes of trading, and then we also have until 5 o'clock. So they might punch it through there. So that would be an area I'd keep an eye on. Looks like we're going to close above it. I'm still going to preach this 31.90 level. Until we breach that, I mean, bulls are firmly in control of this market. You could go look on your dailies there, multiple lows in that area. On the upside, tomorrow, I don't know. I think, let's see. Yesterday's close is way up there at 32.25. Nope. I'm gonna have to pull another number out of my hat for tomorrow's resistance.
All right. I will also note that if you look at a daily chart of the SPY, the last 2 days have been noticeably lower in terms of volume. I think you can expect that going forward pretty much for the next month or so, maybe more. We are in the dog days of summer now. Volume will be lighter, which could impact market action during the day at least. So that is a wrap for us. Please remember that all the information from our broadcasts are meant to be used as informational purposes and not for investing or trading advice. Everyone have a great rest of your Thursday. Oops, what day is it? Tuesday. I don't even know what day it is. Tuesday. Please hit that like button. We appreciate that. Subscribe. We appreciate that as well. And have a great day. We'll be back with you on tomorrow, which is Wednesday. I know that much. Okay. That